From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of Evenings LA. Incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The House has passed that recon and we're off to the Senate. And those senators vowed to add a lot of checks into that recon that so far has a lot of checks in there. And they vowed to add an MSC, multiple stimulus checks. The latest details happening tonight is that the Senate is vowing to add lots of changes to that recon and do it quickly. On top of a recon that may be $15,000, may already be $60,000 of checks for you. Why is the number going higher today? I have the latest breaking news today, and why the president wants his recon done quickly. But you have money available right now. It's third stimulus, and I have the incredible great news tonight. As viewers continue to get thousands of dollars in the last 24 hours from third stimulus, we'll turn to student loan debt forgiveness and fifth stimulus as well, heating up in January. Then you've heard about it, you've seen about it, and now you get to experience it. A debut trailer of the highly anticipated brand new series coming to this channel, Calcino. It's featured tonight in tonight's recording. The new hit show Calcino, led by Sirloin, with appearances by Javita Belaine 66, all for the first time in the same show, and I make a guest starring role. Those details and more coming up in a jaw-dropping special Thanksgiving broadcast. Brand new tonight, brand new breaking news from the White House, and brand new Calcino news as well, always with Sirloin. It's a big, bold, beautiful evening, and it starts right now. Hey, good evening, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving weekend to all of you. Hope you're having a beautiful day across the board. Thank you for joining me on a special Thanksgiving broadcast of breaking news tonight on Evenings LA. The House of Representatives has passed that incredible recon that now sends it over to the Senate, and those Senate changes are going to be big, bold, and fast, says the White House and those senators, on top of existing checks that'll pay you at least $15,000, but may already be at $60,000. Why did the number grow so quickly? I have the latest news in tonight's recording. Money is flowing to hands of viewers of this channel this week, today, and overnight. The details of third stimulus, how you get this money as well. Student loan debt forgiveness, could be additional $10,000 in your wallet, and then fifth stimulus. This is coming in January, plus the highly anticipated trailer of Calcino, the new show coming to this channel, and a look back at the debut of the new hit show, and you have loved it, season 2 of Holidays LA. It's all on this channel, it's all in this video, and we got a big night, and it starts right now. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record, because you're not going to see any channel like this anywhere in broadcast media or cable channel anywhere across the board. Like this video and consider becoming a member of the number 3 biggest financial channel in America. Let's go right into the details tonight as the House of Representatives passed an incredible recon that now goes over to the Senate. And that recon so far has a lot of checks in there. I've been saying it's about $15,000, but you're going to see, if you get that pen and paper ready right now, that it may be upwards of $60,000 of checks already in that recon. How did it grow so quickly? We're going to see it right off the board in the first of 3 clusters and 2 add-ons. Here we go, and this is the revelation tonight. Hazard pay got in there. That's an earned income tax credit for essential workers. $4,000 of elder care, $4,000 to care for young children. They got in there the Pell Grant for $550 check for my college students, also in there. The home repairs, if you live in a low-income community, they got in there. The CTC, the child tax credit for my young children, and they got in there. Here you go. A front end in your hand check of $12,500 when you buy a new electric vehicle. Oh boy, suddenly we weren't at $15,000, suddenly we're throwing $12,000 right on top of it. How do you get this money? How does it work? It's coming up later in this video. We got a big show tonight. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here in Southern California, which was hit by very bad Santa Ana winds last night, so hope you are safe. She wanted $25,000, she got a little bit less. It is money for the purchase of your first home. Wow, this is huge. How do you get it? I go over it later in this video. Let's go to the second cluster of checks. They got in there home repairs and paid leave. Also, they got in there the pre-kindergarten and the household tax credit. This home repairs is called weatherizing your home. How does weatherizing work and what is it for? It's so that your windows, for example, sustain natural disasters. What is a natural disaster? For example, if you have a beach house and you're looking out and you see the check walking at the beach and you wave and it doesn't wave back and you want to break down the glass, that's a natural disaster. Hey, check didn't wave back at me, the rude check. Give me that turkey leg. I'm going to hit the glass right now. It's weatherized, it won't break. Let's go to the second add-on. It comes from the wonderful, illustrious Bob Casey, the senator from Pennsylvania. He got in there $250 billion of money for the purchase of, for home health care for seniors and also people on disabilities. He wanted 250, he got a little bit less. How do you get this? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. Which brings us to our third add-on of checks, and here we go. Seniors and also free internet. Whoa, this is the cluster I call deliciousness. It was originally Battle Royale, but a lot of stuff survived. They got free school meals for all, tax breaks checks, cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, farmers. Then they got the money for the free internet. They also got the workers and the Medicare expansion. Now, the Medicare expansion truly embodies the spirit of MSC. Why? MSC has always been an add-on from senators, and when you look at the Medicare expansion, they have add-ons there as well. They got 2 of 5 provisions added in on the House side, and they are for Medicare expansion, and they are hearing and the Medicaid gap states. But that's not sufficient for the senators. They say they need 5 provisions, and the other 3 they're adding in there are dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which signals really what's at issue when we look at MSC, which stands for multiple IRS stimulus check. Several senators in the last 5 days told viewers again that they're going to put at least 1 stimulus IRS check in there or more when this lands in the Senate in the next day or 2. And this is as they've told thousands of viewers since the month of May that they're adding in multiple stimulus checks. We have been told by the same 6 senators, and that's why you need to advocate with them. The 2 C's, the 2 S's, and the 2 W's. Casey, Coons, Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden. They have said they're putting in 1 or more checks on the Senate side. And one of the provisions they've talked about, they have talked about $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for up to 6 months. Same eligibility as a third stimulus check. What was the eligibility for a third stimulus check? $75,000 or less, you got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you got it. Double it. Family of 4, you got it. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and rural benefits. What's important to understand is that you may be enjoying the beautiful, wonderful holiday meal you're falling asleep on now that you've ate it, but there's time and place to pick up the phone and leave a voicemail. Leave a voicemail on their phones this weekend saying, I need a stimulus check. I need to tell you my story. Don't use the word MSC because they won't know it. Say the literal word, IRS stimulus check, and I need to tell you why. They want to hear from you. This is the chief of staff to the #1 legislator of the recon. It says they now have in congressional senator's office received more contact of advocacy from LALATE than the number of signatures of the American petition. We have delivered more than 3 million phone calls, but you need to keep on doing more. They have more of a better understanding of what Americans are going through because of your channel. They have heartbreaking stories, and they are the voice of the people across the nation. And you, ally, as you have become too loud to be ignored, very, very kind. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy. As a professional voice of the people, you have become until this becomes law. Amen. So what does that mean? It means that now the senators, it's their turn. They got the recon. They have a lot to add in there, whether it's this or the Medicaid expansion or the other provisions. They have a lot of stuff in there, and you need to advocate. So give yourself 1 to 2 days a week to call those 6 senators, but also give yourself 1 to 2 days per week to do what? To get advocacy for your wallet. Because guess what? Third stimulus is still paying out money. In the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how even on the night before Thanksgiving, viewers got thousands of dollars from third stimulus. How you can do this as well. You have bills. You have holiday bills. And I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid today, right today, from third stimulus. It's already law. This is the law from earlier this year. We're going to be turning back then to fourth stimulus with a passage on the Senate side, on the House side, the landing in the Senate, and the addition of new checks that the senators want to do. What are they? I have the latest details in this recording, and why that recon may grow dramatically to upwards of $70,000 for you. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. Fifth stimulus, the latest on that. And then you waited for it. I've waited for it. And you can see high off the presses just delivered just minutes ago before I'm going on air. the trailer of the new highly anticipated show coming to this channel, Casino. Those details and more coming up in a special evening's broadcast. Plus, you have my holiday spirit for Thanksgiving delivered to you, and a look back on the rollout of our now new hit show, season 2 of Holidays LA. Those details and more coming up after the commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LA, as student loan debt forgiveness could get an additional $10,000 cash infusion, and this stimulus is coming in January. But the excitement that we're going into the new week as the House of Representatives has passed the recon, off to the Senate we now land, and that senators' changes could raise this recon much higher than the $15,000, $50,000, or $60,000 that it's at right now. Then we're going to turn back into third stimulus and how to get that $45,000 across the board. Those details and more as we go into a big second half of this recording, plus the trailer of the new anticipated show, Casino. Those details and more, so subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video and consider becoming a member. And here we go with the dramatics that the president had to deal with today. This is breaking news tonight, folks. What's going on? The president is now telling his legislators, and they're telling one each other, that they need to get the recon done faster and bolder in the Senate than initially thought. Why? The president had a series of major wins in the last 7 days, and yet his poll ratings are falling dramatically. What were the major wins? First, he got the passage into law of the recon, the infrastructure. Did not resonate well with Americans, as you and I knew it wasn't. It doesn't concern you, it doesn't concern me. No one really understood what it is about or what it does with them. Number two, the president released the strategic oil reserves in part to alleviate the price of oil and gas at the pump. Did not work as initially thought. So that also has not delivered a benefit to him. Third, he got the recon passed in the House, but a lot of people have been watching it. It's been a long coming. So until it's passed by the Senate, they don't see it as something that impacts themselves. And then the real surprise is that while Thursday is Thanksgiving, on Wednesday, the Labor Department released the unemployment numbers, normally on Thursday. These are the new jobless claims. If you've been with this channel for a year, you know what the numbers are. Pre-pandemic, new jobless claims per week, 230,000. During the pandemic, shot up to 1 million plus for 22 weeks under the Trump administration. They have been 300,000 per week. So going into Wednesday, Wall Street was looking for 270, still higher than pre-pandemic. Actually, it'd be 260. The week before it was 270. Where did it come in at? 197. 197 to 199,000 new jobless claims last week. That is the lowest number in 52 years since November 15th, 1969. So that would signal a massive win for the Biden administration. Why is it not working? Because of the I word, inflation. They now say that inflation has fell across middle America since the worst price point since World War II, which means they need to get this recon done fast and bold and quickly. Now let's go to that incredible recon that so far you have already really seen right out the door may be more than $15,000 of checks, maybe upwards of $50,000 to $60,000. Let's go to the first items that we want to cover. Paid leave and family leave got in there. It's a lot of money. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. How does this work? If you make $70,000 or more per year, it's $1,500 a week. If you make $35,000 or more per year, it's $800 a week. $15,000 annual salary, $400 a week. How many weeks? 4 weeks per year max. That means on the high end, it's $5,000 to $6,000. Wow. All income levels, all types of workers, W-2 or 1099. If you do not work, but you are taken care of by someone you live with who does take care of you, then they're going to get paid for taking care of you. For example, let's say your son or daughter has to take off from work one time a week to take you to the doctor's office. They will now get paid for that on behalf of the household. They got in there the SALT cap raised up. It was $10,000 under the Trump administration, under the 2017 Trump overhaul, the tax code. Now you'll be able to deduct $72,500 of what you pay in state and local taxes on your federal tax return. They got in $40 billion of free job training, very important because millions of Americans in record numbers are quitting jobs to take another job. And now you'll be able to get that free job training. And if you're a senior and want to go back in part-time, and even if you receive Social Security, you can under FIS stimulus. That's coming up in just a second. They got in there the Medicaid gap fix. This is big. A lot of viewers asked me about this lower insurance. So you may not have insurance. And in those 12 Republican states where they refuse to pay for insurance, now they'll do a workaround plan. They'll provide subsidized private insurance to low-income individuals uninsured currently in those states. They got in there finally one of the best provisions of the recon, $150 billion for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. Yes, those three items are from third stimulus. And the new items, home repairs, first-time home purchases, and weatherize your home. Wow. Now this signals how we do it on this channel, how we rock and roll. The first three items, third stimulus. The first three items, you don't have to wait for to get that money. You can get it right today. And I'm going to go over how you get that money right now. We're going to go over the monies at issue. But first, I want to give you the inspiration story. Viewers overnight have continued to send me messages. If you've had a success story as well, send to me a private message. And the success stories are just astronomical. These came in overnight, and let me go over yesterday's stories. First, Mary Lou tells me overnight, I want to thank you so much. I got 3 months of rent paid at $900 a month, and then I got a $1,000 electric bill and a water bill. I like her story. Why? One, she got three items. Number two, she got a rent at $900 a month for 3 months. Shows you get big monies for rent. Morel, oh, I love Morel's story. Got 6 months utilities and got rent. Previously got rent on this while watching this channel for 4 months back in August. So again, I like Morel's story. Got rent before, heard my video, and went and got rent again. Then we have Jay Grand. Great story for Jay Grand. He got for him and his wife $5,000 of rent. I speak for all of us. We love you, Purple Power. I love you too, Jay Graham. Scarpia got Snap. Melissa Justice got nearly $10,000 in this week, which includes rent, utilities, electric, and more. The success stories continue to come on in. Chris had received $10,000 of rent from this channel earlier this year. He's now gone back and got another $5,000. He says, I would never have known about this stuff unless I watched your channel. I would have never known about this in the process until I started following you. We could not have done it without you, LALATE, and I really appreciate it. Very much love to you as well. So let's go over the money for this rent. Let's go over first the eligibility. You qualify. End of sentence. Single, married, children, no children, red state, blue state, behind on bills, not behind on bills, young, old, you qualify for this money. All you have to do is get that pen and paper ready, and here we go. We're going to start with the rent. It was $20,000 to $30,000 about 3 months ago. This was the graphic. It has grown now to $40,000. So get that money for rent. And how do you get it? The 6 places: City Hall, City House Authority; County Hall, County House Authority; State Hall, State House Authority. They are featured in the newsletter. So get those 6 places. Next keywords: rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. All detail in the newsletter, which comes out tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What do you need to know about this? 1, you must apply at all places. Don't just put one application on file. Number 2, You must reach out to all 6 places. Number 3, you want to get multiple rounds even at the same time. So if you got agency number 1 to pay you rent earlier this year, go back to them, get another round. If agency 1 paid you yesterday, then go reach out to agency number 2. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Here we go to utilities. Yes. So if you have multiple utilities, reach out to all of them. These are the numbers, and Mark's brother-in-law has gone to $15,000 for utilities. And this is how you rock and roll. Let's turn to SNAP. SNAP is money for food. You get it from third stimulus. You get it if you qualify for third stimulus. Eligibility is about the same. You get it from Department of Agriculture. Reach out to them to get SNAP. And yes, Mark's brother-in-law is going to $25,000 a year. Over 10 years, he's going to get $250,000 from this channel. Combo. This is where we rock and roll, folks. You need to get combos. You see how many people overnight that I started with, they got 3 items? Yeah, they're listening. I'm saying combo. It started with Nisi and Art Sullivan. Then it's spread. Now most people are getting 4, 5, 6 items. You want to do that as well. Mark had gotten 2 items at $32,000. I told him to get a third. He did. He went to $50,000. Now he's gotten more. He's at $100,000. Lorraine was at 105, and now she's at 120. That's how you rock and roll on this channel. Now let's turn to Johnny, the true embodiment of how you do this. Johnny started a week with $0 and 2 other viewers as well. By the middle of the week, they each got 3 programs approved, $45,000. Good. But Johnny heard my recording. Don't stop at 3 items. Keep on pushing. By the weekend, he got 7 items approved. Now, why do I like Johnny's story so much? Because to get 7 items approved, he had to have made 15 phone calls. You're not going to get all yeses. You're going to get some nos. So he made the effort. 15 phone calls in 5 days, $80,000 he got in 5 days from his channel. You heard me right, $80,000. Second half of the story I really like is he reached out to his family member and said, hey, I just got $80,000 from LA on YouTube last week. Oh, I've heard about him. Where'd you get this money from, Johnny? He said third stimulus. They said, I watch cable news. They never talk about this money. All they say is a $1,400 stimulus check. That's it. He said, they don't cover it. Go do it. I'll show you how to do it. And by the end of the week, they were believers, and they each got $50,000. Why do I like that story? Because it truly embodies the landscape of where we are. LA is now the number 3 financial news channel in America, behind the number 1 that covers Wall Street, the number 2 that covers the economy, and this channel that covers geopolitical news. Notice I don't cover futures trading and options. It doesn't mean they don't exist. I just don't cover it. Well, when broadcast media, those financial channels don't cover this, some people think it doesn't exist because they don't mention it. No, it's much the same as if I don't cover a covered put on a security, or I cover the 20-year treasury yield of a bond. You're like, does it not exist because he doesn't cover it? No, it exists. I'm just not covering the subject matter. So that is how we rock and roll. You're never going to hear them talk about MSCs. They're never going to hear them talking about what legislators are putting in there, or Maxine Waters' rent housing assistance to buying a new home. They're never going to talk about this stuff. We're going to talk about it here, which brings us back into that forced stimulus. We left off with that housing aid. 1. The 3 provisions that are new. 1, the home repairs, low-income community. That's going to be a grant. Number 2, the weatherize your home. Also a grant by all communities. And finally, for the purchase of your first home, yes, that would come during the purchase of the home during the escrow period. They got $150 billion in there for home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Then they got in their $550 check for the Pell Grant recipients. They got in there $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Okay, here is where it gets really interesting. For many, many years, you would go to a car dealership and you look at an electric car, let's say a Tesla, and it would say, plus available $7,500 of tax rebates from the federal government. I mean, if you buy the Tesla, then you get a rebate on your return, your tax return of $7,500. Wow, this provision is not a rebate, folks. It is at the time of purchase. So they're going to do $12,500 at the time of purchase. If the electric vehicle is $30,000, that means you don't pay $30,000. You pay $30,000 minus $12,500. But I think there's a problem with this provision, and I talked about a lot on this channel. And the problem of the provision is it's not written correctly. I think it violates the law. If you do not know, the provision is for U.S. workers' labor to be working on the electric vehicles. That's fine. I'm fine with that. The question is, where are they working? There's a beautiful car out there called the Ford Mach-E. It's electric. It's made by Ford. It's made by union workers. The only difference is the factory is not on U.S. soil. It's in Mexico. And so suddenly that car doesn't qualify, but a car over the border with the same workers, the same union does qualify. Can't do it under U.S. trade policies. I think it violates the U.S. trade policy, so I think they have to modify the language on the sense side. They got $65 in there also for the meals. One of the best provisions of the recon is the cheaper prescription medication. And this starts on day one. 20 medications slashed dramatically, like the most expensive arthritis, diabetes, and also cancer. For example, an insulin dose will go from $1,000 to $35 out the door on day one. This is Medicare Part B and Part D. It'll grow to 30 medications by year 2028, and they can't increase more than the rate of inflation. And if Big Pharma does it, there's a penalty. Penalty? No, says Pat Toomey, the Republican senator, says you can't do a penalty. I agree with him. I don't think you can do a penalty in a recon. So that is a provision that the Senate parliamentarian is likely to remove next week, along with immigration reform, which she has previously said cannot go by recon. What will happen with paid leave? We don't know. That's a battleground as well. So what are those senators adding into this recon? Notice this graphic, 15,000. Well, you just saw the $12,500 for the car. You saw the third stimulus money, which is 45,000. So this number plus 45,000 plus the car, we're like way over 60,000 before the Senate changes. So what are those Senate changes? A lot of them. Bernie says the best bill since the 1960s, but there's major changes. And himself and the 5 other senators who all talk about it, MSC, also talk about adding changes in there. Casey Coons, Sanders Schumer, Warren Wyden. That's why you need to advocate. So get that pen and paper ready. Let's go back to some more checks starting right now. They got in there the pre-kindergarten 1 year for the parents. They got in there the earning income tax credit, essential worker back end, 1 more year. Child tax credits, $3,600 approximately, 1 more year. They got the hearing aid, which is a check likely in the mail. The home health care benefits. We went over the Pell Grant. We went over the food when you're not in school, and we went over the housing aid. So what's next? In addition to that, adding in of that MSC, Bernie wants to add in there those 3 items for improving Medicare. Those 3 Medicare expansion items. And the first one is lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. And he wants to bring it down to 55. I don't think that's happening. Bob Casey wants to 60. I think that's possible. Then Bernie wants to do dental. He wants to do 10 years. I don't think it's going to happen. 10 years full benefits, too expensive. He offered 3 years full benefits. I think that works. The last offer on the table was an actual check, $850. Does not cut it. So says Bernie and myself. It's not sufficient for a procedure. Finally, he wants to do vision. Eye exam and a pair of frames per year. Pretty easy. $150, send it out a year in the mail. And we've seen frame wars. We'll be checking back into frame wars after this Thanksgiving weekend. But let's turn also to student loan debt forgiveness. Student loan debt forgiveness heating up. There's a $10,000 offer on the table, and the Democrats should take it. The $10,000 offer would not be the only offer, just the one of the moment, and they can come back and ask more. The president has previously forgave student loan debts for people who went disabled after graduation, went to the nonprofit sector, and went to the public sector 10 years after graduation. This $10,000 offer, they should take it. COLA, it is your big COLA raise. 5.9% starting January 1, but it's not sufficient. Because why? COLA doesn't move. And finally, after all these years, it moves one time. Do not cut it. Does not cut it. So they want to get rid of COLA. And they want to come in with a big new raise thereafter, after this one, that'll raise your benefits up one time to get caught up. This is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security Rail benefits. Apply a new benchmark starting December 2022 of inflation and apply it every year, so that you step up every year. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty, so you'll be able to get married like Rob and Sandy and no longer fear loss of benefits. And there you go. If you haven't become a member, what are you doing? Become a member today, and that newsletter is going to be sent to you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. The newsletter features all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus, and shows you how to get the money under third stimulus. It features the 6 places to reach out to, the keywords, the 5 nonprofits, the treasury money you want to read about before making the phone call, and learning how to get this money. It's no surprise that when you look at people who are not members and reach out to one place and call it a day, they're not listening to the video, and they're, of course, not reading the newsletter because they're not members. So consider becoming a member today to get this money, because every thousands of dollars counts, and I'm excited for you to get it. Meantime, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving across the board. That Thanksgiving brings lots of happiness and kindness. I'm very thankful for this incredible community. I'm very thankful of this family that we have on this channel. But have you ever wondered what turkeys think when we eat? Have you ever wondered what turkeys think when we eat? Well, if you haven't, let's take a look at my impression of turkeys watching us eat something, maybe even eating our stimulus. And there you go. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving. You know, earlier yesterday, we rolled out one of my favorite shows on this channel. It's called Holidays LA. It debuted in 2020, and it features holiday decor, holiday spirit, and holiday giving. It's a show that starts with the latest update of the financial news and your stimulus for the first half of the show, and then the second half of the show turns into holiday spirit. It's a quick breather so that you get wrapped up and caught up on the latest news of the moment for the first 15 minutes of the show, and the second 15 minutes of the show, we go over holiday decor. New this year is live interaction in the second half. If you missed the debut of Holidays LA, it's live every day at 11 a.m., Monday through Friday. Here's a look back at that debut of that new show, of its second, that return of that hit show in its second season, Holidays LALATE. And there you go. I really enjoy holidays LA because of real good interactivity between viewers. We get caught up on the latest financial data, and then we go into our own universe of interact how to do things during the holiday spirit. Everyone has great comments, and when you watch the show, if you have comments, drop in the live chat because it is an interactive show. And then if you watch a tape and you miss it, send me a private message on social media, and I'll feature your commentary the next day by looking back to the subject matter of the day before. Meantime, have you heard about it? I think you have. I think you have. Can you imagine the effort it would take to get Blaine 66, Javita Light, and Sirloin all in the same show? My God, the personalities, the prima donnas. Oh my goodness, can you imagine me working with all three of them? It's just overwhelming. But Sirloin, due to kind of as a soul, and because of the supply chain, he had some free time. So he decided to come back and do a new show. The new show is called Calcino. It's starring Sirloin. It features Javita Light, and it also features Blaine 66, all in the same show. I make special guest starring appearances here and there. So there you go. Wow. It is coming to this channel. It's going to be a live show. People always wonder how a lot of these things are done. For example, the video you just saw, the holiday show, someone said in yesterday's chat, where do you get these things? They're made here. We make the magic here at Ally. These things are made here for you folks. These are made here. You give the inspiration, we deliver deliver the magic. So without further ado, here's the trailer of the new show Calcino, led by Sirloin and featuring Javita Light and Blaine 66. I've barely seen this, so I'm a little excited to see it as well. Here we go. It is brand new, and away we go with Calcino. Wow. A scarf, a cow, and a guy that loves ribs. I don't know if that all mixes together, but I don't think you should bring Blaine 66 on set with Sirloin if he's eating ribs. Oh boy, but I have no idea what to anticipate for those three. It'll be live. It'll be irreverent, and I will pop up here and there sporadically during the show as well. I appreciate all the kindness. My voice is back somewhat. Still has a little bit to go, but due to the beauties of television, you cannot tell that it's not fully back. It's just sort of getting there. But I'm feeling great. I appreciate all the kindness. I hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving. It was so excited to celebrate Thanksgiving with you. And as one viewer said, "Where's the Mitch ball?" I'm like, that's New Year's Eve. Yeah, we could drop something else for Thanksgiving, but it would not be the Mitch ball. The Mitch ball. Yeah, we don't drop a turkey on Thanksgiving. I mean, you don't want to intentionally drop a turkey on Thanksgiving. But you can drop Mitch. It's just maybe not on this set. We don't have enough space for that. But that's a little shady. But there you go. I'm excited for you to join me next on Evening's Countdown. It's coming up next after the show. And then we go into Street and Stimulus, then Sirloin with a throwback of Sirloin, and then get ready for Calcino. Watch this channel in the next day or two to find out when Calcino will air, featuring Sirloin, Javita Light, Blaine 66, and sporadic appearances by myself. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button. to right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful evening and a beautiful Thanksgiving, and stay with LA for more.